My sister and I were born in New York, but when we were small, we spoke English with a South African accent, a lilting colonial cousin of the British one. I sang along with the English, Afrikaans, and Xhosa folk songs emanating scratchily from the heavy record my parents had carried over from Cape Town on the Queen Elizabeth when they emigrated in 1955. During kindergarten rest hour, I claimed to the girl in the next cot that I spoke the foreign tongues and proved it by whispering to her through the cardboard separator the words I had memorized. Nkosi sikelela Afrika. Da kommt die Alabama. Da von misari mare. I felt proud of my connection to what seemed a magical world, an impression surely nourished by my mother's oft-expressed homesickness. Although I had never been to South Africa, the accent was part of me in the same way that I knew the clouds that floated in each afternoon to clothe Table Mountain. I knew Lion's Head and Devil's Peak, the pink spikes of the protea flowers, the hulking boulders at Clifton, and the icy shock of the Atlantic below. I was a drinker of tea with cream crackers in a land of milk and cookies. Once we started school, however, my sister and I borrowed the American accent to use with our classmates for fear of ridicule. But it gradually took over our speech until we couldn't help but use it at home as well. It was the accent that had horrified and confused my mother when she first arrived in New York. A vulgar accent, she complained, that made accomplished people sound illiterate. She began correcting us. It's going, not going. You are taking it there, not bringing it. Cowed by this continual rebuke, we dared not abandon our ultimate tie to the fading linguistic world of our birth, the long, warm, and elegant ah, as in dance. Americans said their A short and playfully. They danced. Over the years, the ah continued to reign in the apartment on East 90th Street and on outings to Central Park, to the beach, the ballet, the world we shared with our parents. Except that gradually, tucked in among the American sounds, it no longer came out right. It twisted somehow into R, crept into barth tub, drifted into I can't. I remember the horror I felt when at school one day, the tortured sound meant only for our parents' ears popped out of my mouth. I was thankful that no one noticed. More amazing was that my mother, with all her attentiveness to our speech, seemed deaf to this disgraceful deformation of her children's last overt connection to her homeland. Recently, I found one of the daily life tapes my gadget-mad father recorded. I am 7. My sister cries out, "Mommy, Andrea's not getting dressed." My mother calls out to me, "Andrea, why aren't you getting dressed?" My plaintive voice responds, "But I can't find my darn skins." My mother shrieks, "Your what?" I repeat, a bit unsure of myself this time, "My darn skins," mispronouncing the Danskin brand name. "Why are you saying it like that?" my mother demands. I manage to peep out, "Darn skins, like 2 darns." Listening to this tape, I realize it has captured the very moment that my mother first noticed the ruin of the luckless ah that she had cupped gently in all its grace across the ocean to the New World. Fearful and lost amid the raucous bellowing of the city, she had treasured it as she read to us in the evening in our pink and white bedroom, confidently and lovingly expelling it with a soft, luxuriant breath into Hilaire Belloc, A.A. Milne, Dr. Seuss, and Edna St. Vincent Millay. She resisted our accent, she told me later, for a long time. "Then what happened?" I asked. "Well," she answered, "I finally realized that you were American.